works.
Cool.
But this stuff is not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
The only bad part about Jaeger bombs is the crash. When you, like, just totally go to sleep because your body needs more caffeine because you've been feeding it for fucking 6 hours. Caffeine. And then it's like, where's the caffeine? All right. But I wasn't hurting anybody.
Yeah.
You had been with me.
But they were afraid you would hurt yourself, maybe.
Okay.
And they're not, they don't want to be liable. You know, like, hey, this guy looks.
I'm pretty
like
sure
he's
that
had
I
too
signed,
much.
out of the 50 papers I signed before I got on this fucking ship, I'm sure one of them was if I hurt myself on your fucking ship, I can't own this ship tomorrow.
Yeah, but if they also, you know, bartenders can't over serve somebody because if you do go and do something.
Jump off the bridge.
Then that person can get in trouble or legally held. Like if a bartender overserves you and then you go and drive home drunk and you kill somebody.
Well, yeah.
They can also come back to that bar and go, why'd you keep serving him?
That family,
Yeah.
true. Okay, but this is international waters.
You keep saying that.
I know. But, I mean, international waters. I mean, 18-years can drink.
Is
They
it
can
really
gamble.
international waters,
It
though?
is international waters.
Isn't that area patrolled by U.S.?
No, we
naval?
owned the last place that we stopped at. I can't remember where it was, but it was part of the United States. The Virgin Islands. That's where we were.
Because I think you got to get like out in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah, I mean, before they turn the slots on, or any dealer can start dealing cards to 18-year-olds, we have to get like 15 minutes off a shoreline.
Uh-huh.
So there is a distance that you have to get. And trust me, this was a ship day.
So you can be 18 and gamble, huh?
Yeah, and drink.
And drink.
International waters.
Wow.
That's just the cruise lines. You could give a shot of vodka to a baby if you wanted, but the cruise line sets it at 18. They're like, hey, we're going to try and be nice to everybody. Let's knock it down to 18, but let's not get crazy here.
Yeah.
Let's not make it 13.
Well, it is an adult making his own adult decisions, or hers.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes sense. Yeah, you can't let a 16-year-old in good conscience drink their weight in liquor because
it would be like Christmas to them. Like that 2-year span of 16 to 18, you really find out you're drinking.
Yeah, but it takes some time, and you can't
Sure.
just go balls to the wall on a cruise ship. Next thing you know, you got to evacuate this kid because you got to pump his stomach and
True life.
ruin vacation.
Anyway, so it's been 2 weeks. That was part of mine.
So what happened with Olga?
Oh, Olga. God damn it! What was her name? Sophia. No, that's not it either.
Olivia?
Well, the next night I let my, like I'm walking around the next day. I'm just like, what the fuck happened last night? I try and order the kids kitty cocktails up to the room to be delivered and ordered Michelob Ultra. So 2 hours go by. And I call them back, and I was like, you guys said it would be an hour. It's been 2. I feel like
An hour?
Yeah, they said it would be an hour.
Why would you wait an hour for a drink?
I don't know. We were just chilling out in the room that day because London was a little bit sunburnt, and we're taking it cool until dinner, guys.
All right.
So I ordered it, and rather than pack them up and go
I
all the way
see.
down,
Daddy's hungover, and we're going to hang out in the house.
yeah. Well, all right. Touche. I mean, that was the third one. We were also waiting on our clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we wait 2 hours, and I call back, and I feel like I've been more than patient. And they're like, well, sir, we cannot serve you. You have been put on the do not serve list.
Whoa.
I was like, okay, who do I need to call about this? And the customer service. So I call customer service. They tell me to call him. And
everyone's from Sweden.
Everybody has an accent. I couldn't understand one person on this fucking boat.
Yeah.
Not one. But so I spend like an hour on the phone trying to figure this all out, and then by the end of it, I was like, you know what, fuck it, just never mind. We're leaving anyway. Just cancel the order. And then I got to live with that during dinner. My fucking waiter came up to me and was like, feeling any better today? I'm like, I feel fine. Why? Heard you had a rough night last night.
Oh, man.
What the fuck is going on here? Why do you need to know?
Hey.
Then he asked me if I wanted wine, but I was still on the do not serve list. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I don't really want to get with some chick on a boat, especially show up at a bar and then be like, can't serve you.
Yeah.
Like,
even though it's not for me, it's for her.
yeah. And the way that my waiter explained it to me, he's like, "Oh, you can have her buy you drink, but you can't buy you or her drink."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, so I got to be that guy?"
Well, yeah, but if you're smooth enough, you could be like, "Listen, I'm gonna go get us a nice table. Why don't you go up there, put it on my account,
But you can't. As soon as here's my card,
charge it to my room."
and no, everything. Yeah, my room was shut off. That was the thing. You had to pay for everything on one of their stupid credit cards.
But then you put it on your parents' card or something.
I didn't have my parents' card.
Oh,
Otherwise, they would have brought out Dom Perignon, been like, "Mr. Robin Baron." Ooh, but
yeah.
but yeah, nothing. I ended up not going. I didn't have her number. There was no way of me contacting her. The kids were watching Madagascar for like the 13th millionth time.
You think she pulled a Six Flags on you, though?
I think,
or
or
a Disney World, I should say.
Yeah.
Or did
maybe.
you pull one on her?
I
I don't understand. I thought I met my future husband. I was going to take me to America and make me beautiful American.
Mail order bride.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I don't know. But I couldn't get down to the casino. I didn't want to go down to the casino, and I didn't want to try and figure out what the hell she was talking about all night.
So you didn't go by straight to the bookstore and get the Swedish for Dummies
Slovakian dictionary. No, I didn't. So that's what happened with what was her name?
Olga.
So 2 weeks it's been.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, we did Thanksgiving. We had a nice little holiday.
Nice.
Took a little family trip up to Wisconsin. So that was nice, Took it easy.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah, that's about it. We had a lot of family stuff going on lately. Just like dinners and we should all get together, that kind of stuff. Like, oh, yeah, your dad wants you to come over this day, and oh, mom needs this, and hey, grandma thought it'd be great if we all did dinner. Just a lot of that stuff going on.
I gotcha.
The holidays, I think, gets everybody in the mode. Like, family's important. We should spend more time together.
Yeah, well, yeah. Christmas is coming up. Then you have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, then Christmas right after that. So
yeah,
I could see that. Coming back on Sunday after Thanksgiving in an airport. Holy shit!
Oh, I bet that was tough.
Oh, with 2 kids.
You flying through Chicago to home, or do you have to?
We were going from Fort Lauderdale to Chicago and driving home.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
It was a long day.
Oh, it's the worst day ever.
It was a long day. And then we got on 55, and we were driving home, and we hit one patch of construction that took us about an hour to get through.
Yeah.
Which was bad enough. And then we hit another one, which about an hour and a half in, I just took the next exit and typed in my home address.
Right.
And just let Siri take me wherever the hell she wanted to take me.
Yeah.
And it took us an additional 2 hours to get home.
Holy
going the back roads. So, yeah, it wasn't horrible travel day for the Barons. But family is important. And Sarah's fight, pancreatic cancer, not to put a damper on things.
Please.
But but the same kind of cancer that Steve Jobs got.
Yeah.
I have a friend. She is the niece to this mother, this aunt that they're trying to get a little bit of help. Go to GoFundMe.com and search for Sarah's Fight. SARAH''S. That's important. The way you spell Sarah, so many different things, but it's a horrible thing. Just go help them out. Anything that you could give will help.
Yeah, that stuff's so expensive.
It's in cancer.
It's debilitating to the family. That how do you have to fund it somehow? You can't just let the person. So no matter what, you're going to go into debt,
right?
And because you're not going to let the person not get the treatment,
right?
You have to pay for it,
right?
So then you just do the surgery, whatever the doctors recommend. You have to go along with, and then you have it done, and then you're left with this crippling debt that people lose their houses and stuff over, and thankfully the person lives through it, but then the family is left to suffer. So I understand if you have to do these funding things.
Sure.
Try to get the community to to pitch in if they will, because it's so important that once they do get healthy, that they still have a life to come back to, and it's not like, well, now that we're all together
right.
and broke
Right.
and homeless, I mean,
right.
it's so hard.
And cancer is one of those things that like everybody knows somebody. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like not everybody knows somebody that and my friend told me, she never drinks, she never smokes, she doesn't do anything. Like how cancer chooses like who to take out is like probably one of the most depressing things about it, because it's usually the people that aren't abusing their bodies. Like I'll probably live to be 105 smoking this shit, and that's just not fair. That's just not fair.
Amen.
Take me now. But I like it's tough. She's going through a tough time. So yeah, if anybody can go out there, go to GoFundMe.com, Sarah's Fight, SARAH 'S fight. We got a question, and I wanted to ask you this, seeing how I was just on a boat with like a ton of kids. From Amanda, she asked what our stance was on disciplining kids. Now, I also talked to Amanda. I told her that, well, Joe doesn't have any kids, so he doesn't have any personal ones, but I'm going to ask him what the most shitty kid attitude, like what is that about? Like when you're out in public and you see that kid.
Right.
Do you have any idea right off the top of your head? Is it the...
It's the self-entitled, no, yeah, and it's like, and then the parent is like, do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to the house? I'll give you time out. And you keep hearing these threats, and kids like, bleh, bleh. And they never, first of all, the threat just keeps being threatened.
Right.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Right.
You're not going to do it. And it's just a constant. And it's like, I just want to smack. The kid's such an asshole. Like, sounds like such an asshole, right? Of a person.
Right. He's 6.
Right.
So he hasn't had a whole lot of... But let me ask you this. Do you blame that more on the parent or the kid?
It's the parent.
Okay. But let me stop you there.
Yeah.
Now, with all these laws about these kids claiming child abuse, and everybody looks at if you grab your kid by the arm,
right,
in a Target,
yeah,
there are going to be a lot of people with raised eyebrows. I don't care how shitty the kid's acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just not allowed to spank them. Like I got spanked in grocery stores as a kid.
Well,
I was acting up.
I got spanked too, but I don't think you have to physically hit your kid to put him in line.
I agree. I've never hit either one of my kids.
I don't think it's necessary. I think there's ways, and it takes a lot of patience on your part because
you have to be consistent.
You have to consistently do it, and you have to suffer through their tantrum that they're throwing,
right,
or their bad behavior, and you have to consistently being like, no, until they finally have worked it out to where like, okay, I get it. I can't do it.
Until they finally it, you'll never understand. I mean, my kids are very well behaved. When we landed after a 4-hour flight, this old couple sitting behind us had to stop me and tell me, you have the most well behaved kids, and they were great. They travel well. They don't fight. I am really blessed. But then again, I'm not really blessed. It's because of the work that I've put in of doing exactly what you just said. But even then, like sometimes my kids, like they don't understand, and I don't expect them to at 8 and 5 years old to understand that. Hey, that soda you just drank? Hey, that light bulb that you just turned on, like the TV, the WWE network that we're watching tonight.
Yeah,
it's not free. Like and you didn't pay for it,
right?
And if you didn't pay for it and it's not free, like kids just have this idea that like money just it's free.
Well, I remember being a kid and telling my mom, well, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? And she said, we can't afford it. We don't have the money. And then I would say, why can't you just write a check for it?
Well, because that will hurt my credit rating, which will get us not be able to buy the new house.
But because I thought, well, I see her write checks at stores all the time. Why can't you just write a check for this?
Right.
Well, I didn't realize the concept of how that worked.
And see, we've talked about this on the show where we do, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like how credit in credit history. And what's the new thing?